A project variance is never the problem itself. It is the messenger. Shooting that messenger by ignoring a minor delay removes your early warning system, but does absolutely nothing to stop the actual delay. This graph shows exactly what happens when you decide not to worry about a rounding error. Notice the trajectory line starting here, right at the 3-day slip mark. During a shop floor rollout for Solander Industrial, a vendor procurement task came in 3 days late. The project manager treated it as a rounding error, assuming the schedule's float would absorb it quietly. Instead, that unacknowledged 3 days compounded into a massive 6-week overrun. The math didn't jump from 3 to 42 days instantly. The initial 3-day slip pushed equipment testing into a fixed holiday freeze window. That freeze then pushed integration testing directly into the plant's peak production cycle, destroying the entire timeline. To permanently neutralize this kind of hidden schedule drift, we use a 5-step response sequence called the drift protocol. Project managers often hide small delays to maintain a reputation for staying calm under pressure. That silence is a form of operational blindness that creates catastrophic risk for the whole team. Step 0 happens before any project work actually begins. You must define a specific written variance reporting threshold directly in your project charter. Relying on a gut feeling to decide when to report an issue is highly unreliable. Under pressure, you will always talk yourself out of logging a minor slip. You need a strict mathematical rule instead, like requiring any delay over 24 hours to be logged. This table breaks down the mindset shift. D stands for detect without discretion. When a variance crosses your threshold, log it immediately. Do not wait for self-correction. Next is R, root cause before reassuring. Before estimating how bad a delay is, ask why it happened. Determining that a delay is small measures its immediate impact, but tells you nothing about its origin. A one-off customs holdup and a vendor's internal capacity failure look identical on day 3, but the capacity failure will absolutely repeat. Skipping the immediate logging and root cause analysis allows chronic, recurring project failures to masquerade as isolated bad luck. The I stands for isolate downstream exposure. The standard mistake here is tracing a delay only as far as the immediate next task in the dependency chain. Instead, trace how that variance consumes your schedule float all the way forward to your fixed external boundaries. Internal tasks might have float, but external constraints don't move. Regulatory deadlines or holiday freezes act as unyielding walls. That's F, fix at the smallest viable scope. Correct the trajectory early by resequencing tasks long before the delay hits that external wall. A 3-day slip requires a straightforward operational conversation about task order. A 6-week overrun demands an expensive scope renegotiation with the client's executive leadership. They are the exact same problem, priced differently based purely on when you act. Correcting a variance while it is small maintains your leverage over the schedule. Waiting until it breaches a firm constraint strips you of options, leaving escalation as your only remaining tool. The final step is T, track and tell every time. Every single variance you log belongs in your next weekly steering update. Leave even the completely resolved variances on the report. Resist the urge to delete them to make the project look pristine. If you only report unmitigated disasters, stakeholders learn to associate your updates exclusively with panic. By contrast, showing minor, controlled issues proves that your management system works. When a client is shocked by a massive delay, it is almost never because the schedule broke all at once. It happens because of weeks of prolonged silence regarding minor slips. Predictable, aggressive transparency about project flaws builds bulletproof stakeholder trust. Artificially clean reporting guarantees a future crisis of confidence. Applying the drift discipline generates these metrics on subsequent projects. We see an 88% reduction in variance detection lag and exactly 0 surprise client escalations. This checklist contains the daily habits required to execute the framework successfully. It forces you to acknowledge the exact data points your brain actively wants to ignore. Professional reputations and project leadership are not built on the illusion of never having a problem. They are built on the absolute certainty of never hiding one. Open up your current project tracker today. Find the one small variance you have been dismissing as a rounding error. Drop into the comments below and tell us the gap in time between when you first noticed it and when you finally acted. Schedule drift is not a failure of your initial planning, it is a failure of daily attention. Adopting this protocol ensures your attention never lapses again.